let me sneak this in and get your thoughts on this. It's a little off the radar and probably highly unlikely. Erica would like this though. Howard gets it done, beats Morgan State, which means now North Carolina Central is squarely in a position for FCS playoff. 8-3, Jackson State is in a position. Quietly is talking that they may be on the backside, looking to see if they can find a way with the 24 teams in the playoffs. What about a playoff matchup that happens to be a rematch of last year's Celebration Bowl with Jackson State and North Carolina Central, first round type of game in the playoffs? What are your thoughts on that, Charles? And it looks like I piqued people's interest, so I'll go around.
That actually would be fun because I did get a text from Ashley Robinson this past week, sort of stating Jackson State's case for the playoffs, which I thought was very interesting. And when you kind of take a look at the bullet points of some of the things that they pointed out, I was like, that's a little bit more compelling than I had originally, thought. So to actually see a potential of a Jackson State North Carolina Central rematch, that would be kind of fun to watch. I would pay good money to watch that.
I'm just saying, FCS playoff teams, you talk about getting HBCUs, you want to get some interest in extra television. They'll be right on the edge, so it's not that you would have to make a hard case. You can get them in there. 80 Drew, what are your thoughts on that? Then I come to you, Eric, and BJ Jones. I'll come to you last. Your thoughts on at least the matchup if it does happen. Know the likelihood might not be there.
Well, there's more of a compelling argument for Central to get in based on their non-conference schedule.
No doubt.
That's the one benefit of the BAC with the schedule format the way it is. Playing those competitive non-conference games really puts Central in a good position to get into the FCS playoffs. Jackson State, some things would have to go right, and teams ahead of them would have to lose this weekend to put Jackson State in a position. But would I want to see it? Honestly, no, because I get tired of let's get rid of one of them and let the two of them play each other all the time when we get into these different scenarios. I don't care if it's NAIA, NCAA, FCS, D2, whatever. They always try to put the two HBCUs to play each other in the first round so we can knock one of them off. And then in the second round, they go up against the number one seed and they go into 2 games. It never fails to happen. But I do have, can I throw one other caveat into this?
Yes. Before you do that, we know about the conspiracy theories, who that person is on the show. Charles, you want to point from out to 80 Drew, and then we'll let it finish.
I think the real compelling argument is the potential for the attendance, where you would get, a guaranteed 25,000 with regards to Jackson State, North Carolina Central playing each other again.
No doubt.
But the question would be, which one of them would actually put in for the bid? Because you got to bid at that level. That's the question.
Jackson State
would put in for that.
I know Jackson State would put in for the bid.
They're making a case. I got a text for their case.
That won't be a problem because they can get their money back. Exactly. Now the question is a little harder. Will they be able to earn it? Because you would have to have some things fall in their lap in regards to fall their way. I guess is a better way to put it for them to be able to put in the bid. But I have no reservation that Ashley Robinson would put in the bid because he clearly knows he would get the return on that investment without a doubt and make the NCAA happy in terms of being able to put some 40,000, 30+ thousand fans in that stadium. Because again, for Jackson State fans, it's the get back.
Yeah.
It's the get back. And North Carolina's fans now, you talking about them having a reason to get excited about being in the playoffs? They want the message and be like, no, ain't no get back over here. It is what it is.
Right.
Exactly. So, no.
Exactly.
But in terms of that part of it, that part is earned. Now, how FCS Playoffs decides in their framework of how they see HBCUs may be a whole different question. Right or wrong, we have our own framework of what that bias looks like. With that being said, Erica, all that talk, I'm sure makes you happy because that means Howard would be heading, in that scenario, would be heading to Atlanta. Any final thoughts in terms of a North Carolina Central Jackson State rematch in the FCS playoffs?
I mean, there's a lot of compelling storylines for that rematch. And so I think I would like to see it. I want to see more MEAC SWAC games writ large anyway. Like, I don't feel like we should just be doing MEAC SWAC challenge and onesie twosies here or there, right? Like, I want to see our conferences playing together more against each other.
I love that. Great point.
But, I do understand AD Drew's issue with them pitting us against each other in the first round. That always kind of sucks. But I think you have two very fired up fan bases and very motivated teams. And so let's see how it works. Let's see some of the best of our conferences and see how far they can go.
You brought out some of them subtexts. I forgot about that. You got TC Taylor, that formerly a coach of North Carolina Central.
Yeah.
That's another subline to that plot that you didn't think about. Obviously, Central's coach, he coached in the SWAC, Southern, as well as Grambling. So he's been all around it when you talk about what that looks like. So interesting. BJ Jones, we've been playing with this. You're patient with it, with the stoic face. Let me get your thoughts. Are you going to spoil it for everybody? Or are you going to play along?
Yes, I talked to Craig. Had an opportunity to talk to Craig Haley earlier this morning. We vote on the same top 25 poll. It looks like Jackson State has a lot of stuff will have to go wrong for some other people for Jackson State to get in. But let's say if Jackson State were to get in, the likely place they land is probably a road trip to UT Martin. And it looks like North Carolina Central will probably pair up against Furman. What does it look like the last projection? So those two, because they would be both at largest, wouldn't see each other. It's very highly unlikely. But look, I would love for Jackson State to get in there. And if you got the campaign, Ashley, man, hey, let's run the campaign. Because I think, they will have a compelling argument with 8 wins. I will tell you this. We did Jackson State no favors. And I'm talking about the Southwestern Athletic Conference as a whole with how we prepared, how we played in the non-conference. Particularly with, some of us playing non-conference games, conference games and non-conference games. And then, we had those contests like, Prairie View and what they did against Abilene Christian and the Houston Baptist. That's why I tell people in September, those non-conference games mean a lot because that's how the conference is rated. What you do in the non-conference helps everyone. Winning conference games only help you. So, that's something that I kind of hate, and I hope that we'll kind of take heed on that. Hey, winning those conference games is what's going to help strengthen the name of the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
Oh, great point. Great point.
So the game against Lincoln don't help you out then, BJ?
At all.
And the game against Virginia Lynchburg don't help your conference rating?
No,
sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
I'm sorry.
I will say this to that point. The only thing in terms of the conference, you're absolutely right. No additional favors. The fact that they're playing the Braves that are hot. Braves do have that FCS win against Magnetes at home. So that matchup in terms of the Braves may go just a little bit further if you're looking for nuggets in the sand to your overall point. So good stuff there.